Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, please consider subscribing. Give me that thumbs up. It really helps the channel out a lot. Thank you guys for being here. Today we're going to talk a little bit about what has made things that have made van life a little bit easier during my van life. So yeah, and also I'm going to show you an Allpowers power station. It's a smaller one, but great for just starting out in van life. It'll charge your phones, your laptop, stuff like that. But it's a great little tool to have. I mean, I wish I would have had it when I first started. I didn't have any power stations. They wasn't that popular when I first started my van life, but this one's cool. It's not very expensive. It's only 300 watts. And it has a 100-watt power station that comes with it in the bundle. It's made by Allpower. I'll show you guys that in just a minute. And also we're going to take a look at things that has made my van life easier and how I started out with it and what I had when I started. So let's get on with the video. Let's talk a little bit about this Allpowers. This is a smaller unit. It's very lightweight. It ran my CPAP with my cigarette lighter adapter for 7 hours. I tried that out on it last night. But this is a great little tool to have. I wish I would have had something like this when I started my van life. You know, they were out, they had Jackeries and stuff, but there wasn't that many brands out there to choose from. They were all quite expensive, nothing I could start out with. And but yeah, I wish I would have had something this small, because this is great for charging your cell phone or your tablets or your laptops. Ran my CPAP. This would be great for emergency, plugging some lights into. So very small unit, as you can see. You got your AC plug-ins. These little lights here, hold your eyes. It's got little lights on each side. Quite bright. I turned them on in here last night. It lit up the whole front of the van. It's got Bluetooth. It's got DC and AC to turn those on. On this side, it's got USB and C port. Also DC ports for outgoing for DC. On this side, it's got a cigarette where you can plug it into your car and charge it up. Also your pins for your solar panel, and to plug it into AC to charge it. So this little thing is pretty awesome. It took about, it wasn't charged when I got it. And I charged it. It took less than 3 hours. I'm not sure exactly how long it took, but I know it was less than 3 hours, because when I went back to look at it, it was charged fully. Also on this top right here, it has, you can lay your phone on it and charge it that way. So yeah, I like how the handle folds down on it, but it's very lightweight, not heavy at all. And you can tell it feels well made. Nothing feels chintzy on it at all. The buttons all seem to work very good. So yeah, and this is by Allpowers. They make bigger units, really big units. You should look them up. The link for this bundle of this with the 100-watt solar panel will be down below, so you guys check them out. Definitely, if you're interested in buying something small to start out with, this is a good idea. So like I said, the link will be below, guys. Let's talk about a few things that really has made van life easier for me. I am very lucky with my van life. You know, I don't travel, not that that's not lucky. I don't travel much. I stay in one area. And also I have found a place where I can park and plug in. So I'm good there, and I can go boondock. I went boondocking like up on the mountain here before. Before I found this place, I stayed in town over by the hospital or by Walmart, different places through town. But things I wish I would have had to start out with, I didn't. I didn't have a fridge, and I didn't have a power source. And I had a little buddy heater. And yeah, so those things definitely would have been great to have to start out with. But you know, like a lot of us that do van life, we're put into it because we can't afford rent or whatever. So what I did, you know, when I started out, I used an ice chest. And I'm going to tell you, the best game changer of my van life was to get a fridge. The little fridge I got first is right here, an Apicool, and not expensive, and you know, it was wonderful. Now, if you're not able to be plugged in, it might not be a good thing, or if you don't have great solar, it may not be a good thing. But if you have solar, and you know, if you're getting solar, having a fridge was a total game changer. Okay, the next thing that was a total game changer for me, made things more comfortable. First of all, though, if you get into van life to be comfortable, it's the wrong thing to do. I don't mind being uncomfortable. I am very comfortable in my van now. I don't like big spaces. I like being in my van. And the whole idea of living in a van, you know, is you live out of your van. You don't stay in it all the time. But in those cold winter evenings and days and nights, it is good to have a heater. And I started out with a buddy heater, which is not safe. I couldn't run it at night. And but then I got my first diesel heater. That was a game changer. It's a dry heat, and I got the all-in-one diesel heater. They also make them that are, you know, it's not an all-in-one, but you know, as long as you're have them vented right, they're safe. I tell you now, that made winter van life easy. My van is a bread truck, which is quite a bit bigger than your normal size van. If you had a minivan, if you were living in a minivan, a diesel heater would probably be too much heat for you. It warms my bread truck quite well, and very fortunate. And you know, you can get an all-in-one for a diesel heater for about $150. These are around $100 to $125. I mean, if you're all out hashtag van life and you got the money, you can get the Webasto or S-bar heaters put in your vans that tap into your tanks. But this was a game changer for me. Now, I will say there are problems with some Chinese diesel heaters. I've had, in the 5 years of van life, I've had 2. Fixing to buy a new one, actually, because this one is kind of acting up after 2.5 years of use. It's starting to act up a little bit, but I'm going to buy me another all-in-one to go ahead and put in and keep this one as a backup. I believe it's something in the dial of it, you know, the controls of it that's messed up. But I am buying me another one to put in before winter gets here. And so, yes, this was the biggest game changer of all. Nothing is worse than being cold in a vehicle. And I'm going to tell you, it was well worth the $150. Okay, the next thing is quite small. But it really was a great game changer for me. You can get it for $25 to $30. You can find different brands on Amazon. It was a USB shower head. That changed the game for me. I have my deck on the back of the van set up where I can take a shower outside in the summer. And how I used to do it before I got this, I would just heat up water and take it in a 5-gallon bucket. I put it all in a 5-gallon bucket, take it back there and just take pans of water and shower off. But this was a game changer. You just drop it down into the bucket and it's got great pressure. You can take a great shower. And in the winter, I take a shower inside. I have a tub that I can stand in and use the USB shower head. So this was a game changer too. I take showers at the YMCA a lot here, or rec center, whatever you want to call it. And so, yeah, and the campgrounds here in Oregon, they all have showers. But this was a game changer as far as making things a little more easy, a little more accessible to get to or whatever. You know, I can take a shower whatever time I want without having to go to a gym or the rec center or the YMCA. So yeah, this little product was definitely a game changer. Okay guys, so that is a few things that really were a game changer for me. I also have a bigger power station. I have the Vitomin 1800 Jump, which is a tremendous plus to my van life. I can be off grid with this. I can run my fridge with it. But even if I would have had the little power station, the Allpowers 300 watt when I started, it would have been great. I could charge my phones and stuff. So yeah, that was this is some of the things that really was a great game changer to my van life. And I definitely understand starting out, you're not having the money to do that. And, but also, you know, when I moved into my van, this gave me the ability to save some money and to get things I needed. So, thank God for showing me van life, you know. Definitely was a plus for me. And being on disability, I wasn't able to afford to stay in an apartment or you know, rent a room because rent's really high. You guys know that all around the United States, rent is horrible. Rent is just horrible. And so when, you know, you make do with what you got. Found van life on YouTube and definitely realized it's something I wanted to do and that I could do. So you guys never give up on it, you know. You can do this. You can, if you want to do the van life, you know, start out slow, start out with what you can, and build your way up. That's the only way to do it. All right, guys, that's enough of this. Now, for you guys that have been following along, and for you guys that was at my end of summer bash, thank you for being there. Thank you for being a part of it. Thank you for all your videos that you sent in. You guys are all amazing. And thank you for hanging out at the party. I had to remove it due to copyright reasons, but it was a lot of fun. And also, if you've seen that live, I had what we call a sexy weatherman. His name's David. He's my buddy in the game I play. He was getting ready to face a hurricane. But yeah, the hurricane had hit there yesterday, I believe it was. But he sent me a video today and let me know how he's doing. So he's doing great. Praise God. And we'll play a little clip of that. I call him my sexy weatherman, like I said. So here's what you do after a hurricane.
What do you do after a hurricane in no power? First of all, you start a Jenny. You make coffee and cook some bacon, right? Bye.
That's right. That's my buddy. Thank you so much. I am glad you are okay. And positive vibes and prayers sent to everybody affected by the hurricanes. Much love to you all. That little clip David sent me speaks to be prepared. That young man has, he's prepared, you know, generator and all that. So, and that's a lot what I speak on of this channel too. Preparedness is a lot, you know, two is one and one is none type thing. And so you guys be prepared out there, and being in van life, be prepared. It's the ultimate prepping situation. You know, be prepared for things. That's just the way life should be. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope some of this helped, that's really helped me in my van life. So take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Peace out.